What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Lollipops to Die For. I'm your host, Stephanie, and this is my other host,
Simona.
And today we are talking about the infamous Cecil Hotel. The infamous Cecil Hotel is the focus of the new Netflix true crime series premiering February 10th. The show focuses on the disappearance of Elisa Lam, whose body was found in the hotel's water tank. But numerous other deaths and tragedies have taken place at the Cecil throughout the years.
This is a very, very famous hotel. It's undoubtedly one of Los Angeles' most notorious landmarks. It was built in 1924, so it's not that old.
No, 100 years.
Yeah, but it has a lot of very creepy history. So it's located in the heart of the city's downtown, not a great area, just a few blocks away from Skid Row, which is known for the highest population of homeless people. And it is following the onset of the Great Depression, which was a few years later. However, the hotel fell into the decline. With its cheap rooms available for daily or monthly stay and proximity to Skid Row, the hotel earned a reputation in years later as a haven for drug addicts and sex workers and serial killers and downright the creepiest people of LA. And in the years since, many ultimately lost their lives in this hotel. And this is what we're about to talk about.
So here's a list of the hotel's famous murders and paranormal. Like, is it or is it just creepy? You be the judge. So the Netflix new series, The Crime Scene, The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel, examines one of the deaths, which involved Canadian college student Elisa Lam, whose body was later found in one of the hotel's water tanks. Lam's death was heartbreaking and unusual, but she's not the only tragedy the hotel has seen. Ahead of the show's February 10th premiere, here are 9 chilling facts about the Cecil Hotel.
That's a lot of facts. So one of the deaths was, in the murders, was a famous one. Her name was Elizabeth Short, and also known as the Black Dahlia, which has been depicted in a lot of TV shows and a lot of murder movies. She was rumored to have visited the Cecil Hotel in 1943, before her murder. The 22-year-old body was found in the Leimert Park neighborhood of Los Angeles several days after she went missing. Because of the graphic nature of the crime, Short's corpse was dissected from the waist and severely mutilated, with cuts carved into both sides of her mouth up to her ears. The murder caused a media frenzy and a nationwide search for the killer. After Short's death, numerous reports claiming the aspiring actress had been seen at the Cecil Hotel before her murder have been proliferated. However, these reports have never been found true and have been disputed, and her murder has never been solved.
No, not even till this day.
Not even to this day, yeah.
It's crazy. So numerous people have died by suicide at the Cecil Hotel over the years. The Cecil also saw numerous suicides shortly after it was built in 1934. An Army sergeant died by suicide with a straight razor, and in 1937, a member of the Marine Corps leapt from the top of the building. During the 1950s, many died by suicide while staying at the hotel, primarily by jumping from the building's windows. Helen Gurney, 50, she was only 50 years old, she died by suicide in the manor in 1954, followed by 50-year-old actress Julia Moore and 27-year-old Pauline Auden in 1962. Auden's suicide caused the death of 65-year-old bystander George Gianni, who was walking underneath the hotel when she jumped.
A lot. That's a lot of creepy.
It is.
Next one, we have a teenage mom murdered her baby there after an unexpected birth. That's one of the creepiest. Her name was Dorothy Jean Purcell. She was 19 years old when she unwittingly gave birth to a baby boy while staying at the hotel with a 38-year-old companion. Purcell reportedly didn't know she was pregnant, and thinking her newborn hadn't survived the birth, threw him out of the hotel's window.
Okay, just throw the baby out the bathwater.
Yes.
Or with the bathwater.
Right. She was subsequently arrested, of course, but later admitted to the hospital. She was admitted to the hospital for psychiatric treatment. I mean, it could have been just a coincidence of crazy people. So the next one was an eccentric, a local woman who was found sexually assaulted and murdered at a hotel in 1964. The murder was known as the murder of Pigeon Goldie Osgood. Rocked the community after she was found strangled, stabbed, and sexually assaulted in her room at the Cecil in 1964. Osgood was known thoroughly in the neighborhood for feeding the pigeons of Pershing Square nearby, which is how she earned her nickname. Her case, again, remains unsolved.
I remember seeing the guy I showed you on YouTube. He did an episode. Actually, he was in one of the Ghost Adventures, and they were at the Cecil Hotel, and they were talking about Pigeon Goldie. Dearly Departed. You know,
yes.
Yeah. That's how. Very familiar with that story. Richard Ramirez famously stayed at the hotel during the height of his killing spree. And you all know who Richard Ramirez was. Over the span of several months in 1984 through 1985, Ramirez sexually assaulted and murdered dozens of people, eventually earning the moniker the Night Stalker, as his late-night crimes terrorized much of Los Angeles. Before his capture and arrest in August of 1985, Ramirez was staying in a room on the top floor of the Cecil for only $14 a night.
Wow.
After killing a victim, he reportedly returned to the hotel, tossed his bloody clothing into the dumpster behind the hotel, and made his way up to the room naked. Given the Cecil's colorful array of guests and residents, Ramirez's bizarre behavior largely went unnoticed.
I mean, when you count the woman that threw her kid.
Right.
Another serial killer was an Austrian named Jack Unterweger, also frequented the Cecil Hotel. He was suspected of killing nearly a dozen women, primarily sex workers, in both Austria and the United States from 1990 to 1991. His American killing spree reportedly began after he traveled to Los Angeles to write about sex work and crime for an Austrian magazine. While he was in California, 3 sex workers were strangled with their own bras, much like Unterweger's Austrian victims. He himself stayed at the Cecil Hotel during his trip to Los Angeles in what some suspect was a macabre tribute to his fellow serial killer Ramirez. The native Austrian was later apprehended in Miami after fleeing law enforcement in both Europe and United States. In 1994, he committed suicide in an Austrian prison after being found guilty of 9 murders, including the 3 in United States.
So, I just mentioned this in the Discovery Channel show Ghost Adventures, recently dedicated an episode to the Cecil. Many believe that the hotel is a hotbed for paranormal activity, given the number of suicides, murders, and accidental deaths that have occurred there over the years. And in a special episode that aired January 4th, Ghost Adventures took a closer look at the Cecil's disturbing past. During the episode, a group of paranormal investigators led by the host, Zach Biggins, explore the Cecil, including the roof where Lamb's body was found and the room where Ramirez reportedly stayed. As they delve further into the Cecil's sordid and tragic history, the crew come to believe that the Cecil is filled with paranormal activity, leading to unusual audio and video recordings. They also investigate whether or not Ramirez, who was reportedly a Satanist, may have caused a demonic infestation at the hotel. The investigators ultimately conclude that dark energy of the Cecil's past has continued to spread throughout the hotel, which no doubt there's so many deaths. There's a lot of death.
So that means it's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So the Cecil's reputation is so notorious that an entire season of American Horror Story, which is a very captivating TV show in the United States, was based on the hotel's dark history. So the 5th season of the hit series, which had the title subtitle Hotel, premiered in 2015 and starred Lady Gaga along with Ryan Murphy, Sarah Paulson and Kathy Bates, and even Peters and Angela Bassett. It took place at the fictional hotel Cortez, but it was apparently based on the Cecil Hotel. That was the last time I ever watched that TV show, it was disgustingly gruesome. While the show focuses on 2 bloodthirsty vampires and the demonic ghosts who call the Cortez home, suicides, drug overdoses, and murders are also incorporated into the plot, a clear reference to the real-life tragedies at the Cecil Hotel.
So as you can see, no doubt it has to have some sort of like dark matter, dark energy, and dark attachments to it, because there is obviously so much death, destruction, suicide, murder, and mayhem. You know what I mean? It's just no doubt that if you went in there and you did an investigation, you definitely would
find something.
You would get something.
Right. So is
100%.
is it just creepy, or is it paranormal really?
I don't know. I would think it might be, because if you think about it, if that's the last person a person was when they passed away, and if they died of a horrific death, a lot of times you get trapped in that circle of like wherever you were. So yeah, I would say that it might be, just might be haunted.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think you can visit it. I think it's shut down.
I think it is too.
Yeah, you can't. I think they only rent it, even for the TV shows. They only rent it for a huge amount of money.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Ridiculous.
But like Steph said, because so many deaths happen there, and also so much sex workers, sex trafficking, God knows, drug overdoses happen there. So the negative energy must linger there regardless. So most likely a lot of spirits are going to be there. It would be interesting to...
It would be.
I know. Unfortunately, we can't go there.
No, but we will do a paranormal, like, live investigation for you guys.
Yeah.
That's in the works.
Yeah.
We're just figuring out where we're going to go.
Yes.
But yeah.
But at least now you know more about Cecil Hotel. So
yeah,
if you're in LA, maybe...
Dark history.
Right. If you're in LA, I don't know if you want to stop there, because it's right next to Skid Row.
I wonder if you could rent an apartment next to it.
So
next adventure.
Next adventure, exactly.
Oh, so until the next time, guys, just remember, the truth is always scarier.
Bye.
Bye. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to... What was this?